Somewhere in America right now, there is a truck sitting in a barn, half buried under a tarp, forgotten by everyone except the man who put it there. It's a 1972 GMC K5500, and it has a secret. Under that hood is a 478 cubic inch Toroflow diesel, a V6 engine built by GM, developed for the medium-duty truck market at a time when American manufacturing was the envy of the world. Behind it sits a 6-speed Allison automatic transmission. Bolted underneath the entire chassis is a factory Napco 4-wheel drive system that was never supposed to exist on a truck like this. Only a handful of these trucks were ever made with this combination. According to the researchers who have tracked them down, perhaps as few as 2 in all of American history. This is the story of one of them. Before we go any further, if you've got any love for old American iron, for real working trucks, for the era when Detroit built things that lasted 50 years and meant it, hit that subscribe button right now. We cover these lost legends every week, and you do not want to miss what's coming. Now, let's go back to the beginning. To understand the 1972 GMC Napco K5500, you have to understand the America it was born into. And that means going back further, to 1945. World War II was over. American soldiers came home from the Pacific and from Europe, having driven jeeps across every type of terrain imaginable, muddy fields in France, volcanic ash on Pacific islands, mountain passes in North Africa. They had learned something in that war that they would never forget. 4-wheel drive was not a luxury. It was a necessity. Back home, those men became farmers, ranchers, loggers, well drillers, and contractors. They had land to work and money to spend, and they wanted trucks that could go anywhere a Jeep could go, but haul a real load doing it. Detroit heard them. Eventually. The story of Napco, the Northwestern Auto Parts Company, starts in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1918. For decades, they were a parts supplier, but after the war, they saw the same hunger the veterans had for 4-wheel drive capability, and they moved fast. By 1947, Napco had developed what they called the Powr-Pak, a bolt-on 4x4 conversion kit that could transform a standard 2-wheel drive General Motors truck into an off-road workhorse. The genius of the system was in its simplicity. The Spicer transfer case was rubber-mounted for a smoother ride. About 85% of the kit's components were standard Chevrolet parts: axles, springs, drum brake assemblies, meaning a farmer in rural Nebraska could find what he needed without ordering exotic parts. By 1956, GMC was offering the Napco Powr-Pak as a factory-installed option right off the assembly line. Chevrolet followed in 1957. For the first time in history, an American truck buyer could walk into a General Motors dealership and drive home a genuine factory 4x4. It was revolutionary. And the trucks that came out of that era are now some of the most sought-after classics in the country. But then something changed. In 1960, General Motors completely redesigned their truck line. The new trucks had independent front suspension, clean, modern, and utterly incompatible with Napco's Powr-Pak system. General Motors started building their own 4x4 systems in-house, and Napco was left behind on the light truck side. Most people think that's where the Napco story ends. It didn't. Napco quietly shifted to the bigger trucks, the 1.5-ton and heavier medium-duty models, and kept converting them throughout the 1960s and into the early 1970s. And that brings us to the 5500. The GMC 5000 and 5500 series trucks were General Motors medium-duty workhorses, built for the kind of punishment that would destroy anything smaller. These were the trucks that built post-war America. The 5500 designation put this truck in the Class 5 weight bracket, with a gross vehicle weight rating pushing toward 19,500 pounds. It rode on a heavy-duty frame, used a real mechanical brake system, and was built to take whatever payload you could legally stack on it, and then some. From 1967 through 1972, GMC offered the 5000 and 5500 in the Action Line body style, that distinctive squared-off cab with the forward-tilting alligator hood. These trucks could be ordered with a range of engines, including GMC's own V6 gas engines, and for buyers who wanted serious durability, the Toroflow diesel. And it's that engine, the Toroflow, that made the K5500 something genuinely special. Here's something most people don't know. General Motors built their own diesel engine for medium-duty trucks. Not Detroit Diesel, but a General Motors developed diesel, available across both GMC and Chevrolet medium-duty lines. And it was remarkable. The Toroflow had a reputation that was hard-earned. Early versions had their share of challenges, and General Motors went back and refined the design before releasing the high-output DH variant, the engine that earned its keep in the field. When it was right, it was right. Farmers and tradesmen who understood diesel maintenance loved what it could do. The key was knowing the engine. But here's what nobody talks about. These engines were rare. Most K5500s left the factory with gas V6 engines. The diesel option was a special order. And a diesel-powered K5500 with a factory Napco 4x4 conversion? According to the researchers who have tracked these trucks down, only an extremely small number were ever built with the DH478 Toroflow, the 6-speed Allison transmission, and the factory Napco 4x4 system all on one chassis. Perhaps as few as 2. Let that sink in. If this is the kind of deep dive you've been looking for, real American trucks, real history, none of the fluff, we'd love to have you in the community. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that bell so you're the first to know when the next video drops. Now, back to the K5500. By the early 1970s, Napco's Powr-Pak conversion for medium-duty trucks was a custom affair. This was not a catalog item you could flip to on page 47. This was a serious, professionally engineered modification that required real skill to spec out and install. The Napco system on the K5500 used heavy-duty front axles, heavy-duty leaf springs, a Spicer transfer case, and all the associated drive shafts and universal joints to transmit power to all 4 wheels. When you combined that with the dual range capability, high and low, you had a truck that could crawl up a muddy incline while fully loaded, or power across rough terrain without breaking a sweat. The K prefix in the K5500 designation was GMC's factory designation for 4-wheel drive. On the smaller pickup trucks of the era, the K10, K20, K25, that was a factory 4x4 built in-house by General Motors. But on the heavier trucks, the K came from Napco. Napco's involvement in this weight class was already fading by the early 1970s. The company had lost the big GMC contract a decade earlier. They survived. They kept converting trucks for specialized buyers. But they were running out of time. Which makes a 1972 K5500 with factory Napco hardware one of the very last examples of a partnership that had defined American off-road truck capability for 25 years. It is, quite literally, the end of an era in one vehicle. These were trucks for men who showed up to do a job that most people could not imagine, and they trusted their equipment with their lives. There is something profound about that. When you stand in front of a K5500 Toroflow today, you are not just looking at an old truck. You are looking at the tool that somebody bet everything on. Their business, their mortgage, their family's future. They ordered this truck because they needed it to work every day in conditions that would destroy lesser machines. And if they kept it right and knew their diesel, it almost always did. Here is the brutal truth about trucks like this. Most of them are gone. The K5500 in the 2-wheel drive configuration was never a popular collector truck the way light pickups were. You could not park it in a typical garage. It burned diesel at a rate that made it impractical as a daily driver. When these trucks aged out of commercial service in the 1980s and 1990s, most of them went to the crusher, and the very rarest ones, the diesel Napco 4x4s, are almost impossible to find now. The few that are still out there are in the hands of dedicated enthusiasts who understand exactly what they have. The 1972 GMC K5500 Napco was built at the absolute peak of American industrial manufacturing confidence. 1972 was the last year of that body generation. Those were the final years of Napco's involvement in truck conversion. They were the last years before the oil crisis changed everything about how America thought about big diesel machines. It is a time capsule. It is irreplaceable. The 1972 GMC Napco K5500 with the DH478, Toroflow diesel, and the 6-speed Allison transmission is not famous. You will not find it in every classic truck magazine or at every show. Most people who have been into trucks their whole lives have never seen one in person. But that obscurity is exactly what makes it matter. It represents the very last gasp of a partnership between GMC and Napco that put four-wheel drive into the hands of working Americans before anyone else thought it was possible. It carried a diesel engine that GM's own engineers were proud enough to name. It was built in a time when American manufacturing believed it could solve any problem if given enough steel and enough ingenuity. Only a tiny number were ever made like this, perhaps only 2. If you ever find one in a barn, behind a fence, half buried in weeds, you will know what you are looking at. You will know the story it carries. And maybe, just maybe, you will be the person who makes sure that story gets to be told for another 50 years. That's it for today. If you made it all the way to the end of this one, thank you. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe now. Leave a comment below. Have you ever seen a K5500 Napco in person? Do you know where one is hiding? The community would love to hear from you. Until next time, take care of the old iron. Someone built it to last.